What is up, Saber fans? This is Gibson here from Saber Supply. Today I'm going to be doing a quick preview of this TXQ Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber from Revenge of the Sith. And I'm going to be doing a quick comparison between the TXQ version of the hilt and the 89Sabers version of the hilt. So you can decide whether you like this version better or this version better. Alright, so let's get started. TXQ Saber is categorized as eco version of the lightsaber because of the price. You can get this one with lower price when compared to 89Sabers. So you can check out my shop to see the price difference. So apart from that, let's see whether or not this one is a good deal or you will want to go with the 89Saber version better. Alright, so at first glance you see that these two sabers are very similar in size, as you can see here, almost the same length of the saber, and the grenade section of both the saber has almost the same length. I think it's actually longer by less than 1 millimeter on the TXQ side, but yeah, and overall they are pretty much the same length, and even the speaker grill looks very similar. Again, the right side is the 89Sabers version of the hilt, and the left side is the TXQ version of the hilt. Alright, let's take a look at the color of the thin neck section. The 89Sabers version of the hilt will have a darker copper section of the thin neck, and for TXQ they actually do a brighter version of the copper section of the thin neck. Alright, and a bit shinier as well. And as for the yellow gold part, I think the one on TXQ look a bit brighter as well, more yellowish tone, while on 89Saber side it's a bit darker. And let's take a look at the quality of the grenade section. As you can see, the grenade section is where the difference is more visible. On the TXQ side, you see that the rib section of the grenade is thicker. The rib section of the grenade on 89Saber is actually thinner and feels smoother when you rub your finger against it. And on TXQ side, it feels more it feels sharper when you rub your finger against it. But not too sharp. It's not gonna cut you or anything. But difference is quite apparent when you rub your hand against it. This one feels smoother, and this one is a bit sharp. Right, and now let's take a look at the control box section. Okay, so the clamp card on the 89Sabers is more consistent to the control box. I mean, in terms of the height, it sits at the same height as the control box, while on TXQ it sits a bit lower than the sides of the control box. And they both have the same functionality in terms of controlling. This one has activation button and auxiliary button on the clamp card, as well as the 89Sabers version of the hilt. Now, this is where the difference becomes more apparent. As you can see right here, the clocking of the Covertec knob on TXQ is a bit off, while 89Sabers version will have more accurate Covertec knob clocking, and 89Sabers version actually have more consistency when it comes to the Covertec knob. All the OWK3 from 89Sabers that I have, they all have the Covertec wheel in the same clocking degree, while on TXQ, the Covertec knob actually they're not so consistent. This one I got the clocking of the Covertec knob right over here, while the other in my stock they have the Covertec wheel elsewhere, so it will not be consistent when it comes to Covertec wheel on TXQ hilt. And the pommel part, it's pretty much the same, I would say, and they both feel nice to the fingers. I don't feel any sharpness difference when it comes to the emitter part. Now let's take a look inside. Both the saber have 3D printed chassis. For TXQ will look like so, and 89Sabers will look like so, and they both are removable. This is the 89Sabers version, and this is the TXQ version. I would say that the 89Sabers feels more sturdy in your hand. You will not feel it it will not feel wobbly at all. While on the TXQ side, you feel that the plastic actually feel wobbly a bit. For example, like that part over there, you will see it moves. So, but all in all, it will not give you any trouble when you insert it inside and play with your saber. And yeah, overall, I would say 89Sabers does a better job than TXQ when it comes to the chassis of the saber. And I personally think the TXQ version is also more tricky when it comes to inserting the chassis back inside. You will see the groove over there. It will kind of guide you into inserting the chassis back in properly. But even though we have that groove, I still find that inserting the chassis back in is still a bit tricky, because your pin is not always aligned. You have to do a bit of an adjustment, and then it will go inside. It's not difficult by any means. It's just a bit more tricky when compared to 89Sabers, when you just insert it and it will somehow finds its way inside. Okay. And in regards to the clocking problem, I also have a quick solution for that. So I will include in the box this clock adjustment ring. So when you put it over your chassis like so. And when you insert back the pommel part to your saber, it should help adjust the Covertec adjusting the Covertec clocking so that it will have a more accurate clocking. Okay, so for example, now you can clock it to the proper position. Alright, so in terms of functionality, they both work the same. You have the activation button over here and auxiliary button over here. So I will put this guy to the side for the time being. And let's fire this thing up. Oh, and one more thing to mention is that the TXQ version of the saber will not come with the accurate blade plug. 89Sabers version will have this blade plug, so that's just another difference that I like to point out.
You better get on with your exercises.
Tell me, is this training? I'm the one you're after.
No.
Bring
Always
your
training.
I'm ready. Whatever happens, you're not alone.
Alright, so that's about it, guys. All in all, I think the TXQ version of the saber is very decent. You will not find any trouble with it. You'll be happy with it. You will save almost $100 getting this instead of 89Sabers. But if you don't have any budget limitation and you want the most accuracy to your saber, then you might want to consider getting the 89Saber version instead. But you won't be disappointed getting TXQ saber version of the Obi-Wan Kenobi Revenge of the Sith lightsaber over here. Alright guys, so that's about it. I hope you guys like this comparison, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.